Have you ever looked at a business and thought, how do they make it look so easy? Welcome to Systems That Whisper. From the outside, it's calm, no frantic energy, no chaos. Just a smooth, steady hum of progress, but behind the scenes, there's a powerful engine at work, a system that runs the entire operation while no one is watching. It's not about working harder or hiring more people. It's about something far more subtle, an invisible force that handles everything quietly. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Imagine a typical business day, except this one is different. There are no urgent emails flooding the inbox. No back-to-back meetings to align the team. No one is running around asking, "What's next?" or "Did you remember to follow up?" Yet, orders are being processed, clients are receiving their updates, and projects are moving forward without a single hiccup. It feels almost magical, like the business is running itself. The big question is, how is this possible? Where is all the work happening if no one seems to be doing it? The answer lies not in what you see, but in the systems you don't. Let's rewind and look at how most businesses still operate. I call this the old way. Every task relied on a person. If a new lead came in, someone had to manually log it, assign it, and then remember to follow up. If a project milestone was hit, a project manager had to manually update the spreadsheet, send out an email, and schedule the next meeting. It was a world of endless checklists, human reminders, and constant checking in. The entire business was held together by people's ability to remember things. This created so much stress. Tasks would fall through the cracks, important details were forgotten, and a huge amount of time was wasted just managing the work instead of doing it. Everything depended on someone's brain power, and that is an incredibly fragile way to run a company. Then came the turning point. It wasn't a sudden explosion of new technology. It was a single, conscious decision to stop relying on people to be the system. Instead of chasing the latest productivity hacks or just telling everyone to work harder, the focus shifted to building a real system, one that could operate independently. This wasn't about the early hype of AI taking over the world. It was much simpler. It was about creating a clear, logical structure for how work should flow through the business, from start to finish. A structure that didn't need a human to push it along at every step. It was the moment we stopped asking who will do this, and started asking how can the system do this for us. So, what is this core system? Let's break it down. It all starts with a trigger. A trigger is simply an event. It could be a customer making a purchase, someone filling out a contact form on the website, or even a specific email arriving in the inbox. The moment that trigger happens, the automated workflow begins. First, a tool like Zapier or Make.com acts as the conductor. It catches the trigger. Let's say a new client signs a contract through DocuSign. That's the trigger. Instantly, Zapier sends that information to an AI model, maybe through the OpenAI API. The AI reads the contract details, categorizes the client based on their service package, and decides what needs to happen next. It might route the task to a project management tool like Asana or Trello, creating a new project board with all the standard first steps already populated. At the same time, it sends an automated, personalized welcome email to the client, and internally, it sends a Slack notification to the finance team to generate an invoice. All of this happens in seconds without a single person lifting a finger. The system doesn't just do one thing, it orchestrates a dozen actions across different platforms, all from one initial trigger. It runs completely without supervision. Now, let's talk more about AI's specific role in all of this. Automation tools, such as Zapier, are the hands and feet of the system. They perform the necessary actions, but the AI, the brain, it's what handles the decision-making that a person used to do. For example, when an email comes in, the AI doesn't just file it away. It reads and understands the content. It can determine if it's an urgent support request, a sales inquiry, or just spam. Based on that understanding, it prioritizes the task. An urgent request gets flagged and immediately sent to the right person's attention, while a sales lead is added to the CRM with a note about their specific interest. Humans are only brought into the loop when their unique skills are truly needed for strategic thinking, creative problem solving, or personal connection. The AI acts as a silent, incredibly efficient assistant, sorting and delegating the noise so that people can focus on the signal. It's not a replacement for humans, it's a force multiplier for them. The result of implementing this was transformative. It wasn't about moving at a frantic pace. It was about moving with a sense of calm and precision. The number of mistakes dropped dramatically because the system doesn't forget steps or get distracted. The speed of execution for routine tasks went from hours to seconds. But the biggest change was the newfound mental space. Instead of spending half the day managing administrative work, our minds were free to think about growth, innovation, and serving our clients better. We saved at least 15 to 20 hours per week, not by rushing, but by letting the system handle the repeatable work. The ultimate outcome wasn't just speed, it was a feeling of calm control over the entire business. This brings us to the invisible advantage. In our culture, we tend to celebrate the hustle, the loud, visible effort. But quiet systems will always outperform loud hustle in the long run. Businesses that scale without causing burnout are the ones built on systems, not just sheer willpower. A system doesn't get tired, it doesn't forget. It doesn't panic when things get busy, and it certainly doesn't procrastinate on Monday morning. It just executes flawlessly every single time. This is what's known as invisible leverage. You're applying force and getting a massive result, but no one can see the lever you're pulling. It's your secret weapon for growth. So, why do most people miss this? Because they get it backward. They chase the tools, not the system. They hear about a new AI app or a cool automation platform and immediately try to plug it into their chaotic process, hoping it will magically fix everything. But automation applied to a broken process just makes the mess happen faster. It fails because there was no structure, no thought-out design for how the information should flow. You can't just copy someone else's tools and expect the same results. Their system was designed for their process. The real work, the most important work, is the thinking that happens before you ever touch a piece of software. You have to map out the ideal workflow first, and only then find the right tools to automate it. Let's take a moment to reflect. Think about your own work. What are the tasks you find yourself doing over and over again every single week? Sending the same kind of email, updating the same spreadsheet, manually moving data from one place to another. Now ask yourself, does this task truly require my unique human judgment, creativity, and empathy? Or is it a repeatable, rule-based process? So much of what we do falls into that second category. The magic is in identifying those tasks and making the one-time investment to build a system for them. You build it once, and then you get to step away and let it work for you forever. In the end, real, sustainable productivity isn't about noise and frantic activity. It's not about being the busiest person in the room. It's about being the most effective. The future of work doesn't belong to the people who can hustle the hardest. It belongs to those who can build systems that run quietly and efficiently in the background, freeing up human potential for what truly matters. And once you have these systems in place, you can start asking even bigger questions like how AI cannot just run the system but improve it. If you enjoyed this way of thinking about business and productivity, make sure to subscribe. We're all about building smarter, not just working harder. Thanks for watching. Some systems shout for attention. The best ones simply work.